Welcome back, viewers. It is championship racing once again here at SARCO. We head to the Hockenheim GP circuit for round number 2 of our Ford Falcon V8 Supercar series. A smaller grid this evening with a couple of drivers not being available, as well as some being disconnected. I myself am watching from the sideline. So sit back and enjoy the highlights of this second race, and don't forget, this series is brought to you by Thrustmaster and Mettlestate. Check the description for more. So let's take a look at the starting lineup and network issues once again, forcing us to do a rolling start. With this one lap flyer definitely mixing things up. Ashley, he goes fastest in his Zimtal Ford. It is Jacques who's in second place in the yellow extra. Durkee is third fastest in the white and green, and he is closely followed by Shane. The flames are definitely flying on that car this evening. Shane is in 4th position. Then in 5th position is actually Theo. There's a little flash from Theo, just letting Andrew know that he's going to be coming past to take his rightful spot on the grid. And then in 6th place in the white with red trim, and that is Andrew. Andrew now feeling comfortable in his usual starting position. Then the second of the Octane Racing, that is Ben. Ben only being able to qualify in 7th, and it is Jakes invalidating a lap, meaning he needs to start right at the back. We then get Brandon and Ross, they too needing to start at the back after having a disconnection during the qualifying. And then while you see Dylan's name is in here, he is definitely not racing and is watching from the sideline. So Ashley leads the field in his formation lap, going through turn number 11. And as luck would have it, as he comes into turn number 12, with only 3 corners to go to the start of this race, both Ashley and Brandon disconnect. This means that Jacques will be leading the field, coming out of the last corner to get this race underway. Single file until the start-finish line. So we are at green lights and we are racing here at Hockenheim around number 2 of our Ford Falcon V8 Supercar Championship. All the drivers are safely through turn number 1, now looking down to turn number 2. Jacques leads up against Durkee in the 2nd place. There was still real late on the brakes there for Jakes, having to avoid Ben. Side by side, Ross and Jakes, a little flick of the rear. There might have been just a little bit of contact, but Ross has been able to keep that car under control and has got it back to the track. Now through turn number 5, approaching the hairpin, it looks like Durkee, he's actually won the race against Jacques, going into the hairpin. Little rock up there for Jakes, trying to get that car stopped. So yeah, I wanted to have another look, and you can see that this move actually started back here at turn number 4, where Durkee got a great drive. Coming out of turn 4, Jacques went wide. Durkee taking the much shorter route to turn number 6. And that means that he had won the place before they even got there. So Durkee leads the guys going through turn number 7. There's Shane starting to close down up on Theo. Now into turn number 8. It looks like Theo's gone a little bit off the track. Yes, he's now back. That is Shane. He's moved himself up a position. And Andrew, he too gets the advantage. And Theo now dropping down from 3rd place. Theo is now down in 5th. So Theo is definitely losing some ground to Andrew, with Andrew going into turn number 12. Theo's exit speed definitely compromised, having gone wide at turn number 8. But there is still a lot of time in this race. Theo must just not panic and get those lap times together, and will start closing down Andrew. So race leader Durkee will cross the line here on lap 3, which is the 2nd lap of this race. He leads with a Moljart in second place. That is Shane in third. Andrew, he's up into fourth place with Theo in fifth. Ben, he's in sixth with Ross moving up the field. He's in seventh place with Jakes in eighth position. And unfortunately, both Brandon and Ashley are out. So Ben is very tight. He's coming out of turn number 2. Theo's exit speed was once again compromised. You can see that straight line speed that Ben has. Ben got a much better drive, winning the race down towards turn number 6. Theo has to concede the place with Ben. Now he goes wide, but it is now Theo trying to come back on Ben. Ben keeping as wide as possible, but now coming through turn number 7, who will get in front, and it is Ben that has the advantage. So Theo unfortunately moving down yet another position so early on in this race. So on board with Ross, our Scottish International, he starts closing here on Theo out of turn number 12, now through turn number 13. Very close to that curve. Very late on the brakes is Ross. Theo's rear sliding, Ross's rear sliding. Both drivers trying to find the maximum traction coming out of the corner. Across the start-finish line. We'll go through turn number 1. Theo's able to use a little bit more of that curve. Now towards turn number 2. On the brakes and no lockups. Theo moves to the inside. But once again, Theo's wide. Coming out of turn number 2, Ross is able to tighten up on him. Ross tucks in behind Theo to get the slipstream advantage. A sprint race down towards turn number 6. Ross moves to the inside. Will it be good enough on the brakes? He lets Theo go past. Ross tightens up, gets the power down. And I've just seen that Theo's backing to get that power. Not sure whether he's struggling with his tyres early on. Hasn't got enough heat in those tyres. But he definitely is losing out to some of the drivers here in this race so far. We must just keep checking in on him. Oh, there's Andrew in the middle of the track in turn number 7. That was very close for both Ross and Theo. Just wanted to check what had happened to Andrew. You can see on the brakes, oh, he's a little bit late, little lockup. That curve just unsettles the car, lifts the rear. So Ben narrowly misses him, Ross misses him, and Theo just a little nudge. Very unfortunate there for Andrew. So Dirkie's starting to open just a little gap away from the second place driver, Moljart. Dirkie crosses line in first place. That is Jacques in second, and Shane looking really good there in third. And that is his teammate Ben, who's starting to close that gap. So the Octane drivers up into third and fourth place respectively. Really good positions for them at this stage. Dirkie taking that a much tighter line once again, coming out of turn number 4. You see how he just tightens up right against that curve. And then we have Ross chasing down Ben. It is the internationals battling it out here. Ross from Scotland versus Ben from Australia. Ross is very deep into turn number 6. Oh, Ben didn't seem to get their car rotated and get that power down in time. So Ross has definitely closed up in the background. We saw Jakes. He's now starting to find his rhythm. Through turn number 8. Little slide of the car as it comes over that crest. Really great camera shot there. Down into turn number 11. Ross is a little bit wide on the curb, but manages to hang on to the car. Ross is definitely getting ever so closer to Ben. Out of turn number 16. Ross definitely starting to apply a lot of pressure on the rear of Ben. Now into turn number 1. Ben keeping the car very well off that curb. That curb can grab that inside wheel and throw you to the inside wall. So it is better to stay off it. Oh, Ben seems a little bit wide. Yes, he is. Into turn number 2. Is this going to give Ross an opportunity to chase him down? Here to turn number 6. There's been quite a few overtake opportunities happening, and I'm sure we'll see more and more of it happening as this race progresses. There Shane goes past in 3rd place. On the brakes, Ross is very deep once again. Ben, he too struggles a bit. But Ross actually managed to close up some time on Ben there. Now into turn number 7. Tricky braking zone into turn number 8. Little lock up for Ben. Ross is tight. That rear flicking once again as Ross puts that power on. We'll chase him through turn number 11. Ross closing that gap now into turn number 12. Will there be a mistake? Ross is very tight. Great line there for Ross. Now through turn number 13. Watch the inside sausage curve on 14. Ross is close once again. But Ben seems to have held off Ross for now. Back to the leaders, and it is Jacques who has not allowed our race leader to get away. And as I say that, Durkee lights up the rear, just manages to catch that. So that should give Jacques just a little bit of advantage to close down some of the gap between himself and the in-shot race leader. Into the braking zone, turn number 6. Oh, little flick on the rear there for Durkee. That is Theo being chased down by the number 1 car. Jake's sliding that car around as he gets the power on. Flat out here at 240 kilometers an hour through turn number 7. And then down into the 3rd gear. Getting that power back on. Take as left as you can. And try and touch that curb on the inside through turn number 10. Tap all the brakes, get that nose in. Power on. Cautious of the curves on the outside there. The Jakes are definitely starting to close up on Theo. Much tighter line there for Jakes. That's going to give him an advantage. Now through turn number 15. And Theo seems to be just holding off this attack for now. Through turn number 1. Ross chasing down Ben. Oh, Ben is on the curve. That's going to slow him down. Looks like Ross had a much better line going through turn number 1 on the brakes. Ross is on the inside. Will take that position away from Ben. So Ben is now down to 5th position. Will Ben be able to get some advantage here getting into that slipstream? Down towards turn number 6. On the brakes, Ross is too fast. He's made an absolute coconut of that one. Ben will take that place back. Now Ross will have to put in the work once again. Start closing down. You see the Jakes has just got around Theo. Coming into turn number 6. So lots of positions being changed in this race already. Ben's a little bit wide. Ross will try and tighten up. Back to a 1st and a 2nd place, and I do get the sense that Jacques is starting to just lose a little bit of time here and there. And you can see that that gap between himself and the 1st place driver are starting to open up. He'll just need to buckle down and bring the fight to Durkee. Back to Ross and Ben. Turn number 11, and Ben is wide. That opens up the door there for Ross. He's going to go around the outside. Great move there for Ross, being able to move himself up into 4th position. Ben unfortunately down to 5th again. Race leader Durkee crossed the line at lap number 11. Dirkie leads with Maljak in second, and that is Shane in third. Ross is fourth, Ben is fifth, Jakes is sixth, Theo in seventh place, and Andrew down in eighth position. Ross is really bringing the challenge here to the Octane drivers, but that was Ross deep again in turn number 6. Lots and lots of rear wheel spin as he gets the noise pedal down. The flick through turn number 7. Shane is currently in 6th place, or locked up there by Shane. That's not going to help him getting out of that corner. Heading towards turn number 7. Ross really driving out of his socks here. Remember, a little look to the inside. He lets Ben go. I was saying that, remember that at the beginning of this race he touched with Jakes, and unfortunately Ross had to rejoin back in 8th, and here he is having made his way through the field, and now he's fighting for 3rd position. Let's jump on board with Ross as he comes through turn number 1. Shane is very untidy up onto that curve. That should allow Ross to close up the gap even more. Now into turn number 2. Shane keeping a very defensive. Ross takes a much wider line. Tightens up on the inside curve coming out of turn number 4. Time for some slipstream action. Now towards turn number 6. Ben stays defensive. Ross tries to go around the outside. Shane will still be on the inside. Shane will still hold that key rule. Good thing about both drivers knew where each other were. Jake's having a look here. Turn number 7. No, he'll have to slot in behind Ben. Now on the brakes, turn number 8. Both drivers are not locking up, so being able to stop the car with maximum efficiency. Out of turn number 10. And I saw Shane at the bottom of the screen. He had actually found himself ahead of Ross. Not sure what had happened there. But now we see Ben getting lots of pressure from Jakes, but I did see Ross looks like he was going around the outside just a few moments earlier, and there we have it. Ross around the outside of Shane, coming through turn number 12. That's how you do it. Secondary, we had cameraman Joe just staring at nothing, but it is Jakes from the Black Mamba starting to put pressure on this Octane driver. Through turn number 1. Jakes did seem to lose just a little bit of weight coming down that start-finish line straight. As they head to turn number 2 on the brakes. Both drivers very, very tidy through there. No wheel spin there for Jakes. Coming on the power out of turn number 2. Ross once again can see that he is behind Shane, so those two drivers definitely changing positions multiple times in different sections of the track. Shane moving to the inside. Ben on the brakes, he too on the inside. Jakes tries to cut back. Oh, a little touch of the two. Both drivers getting the rears a little bit loose. So no harm done there. But it is Ben that wins that battle now through turn number 7. Very, very close contested racing by these drivers. Lock up there for Ben. That's going to start wearing down those tyres. Jakes floating it out through turn number 10. Now through turn number 11, it's almost a carbon copy of the previous lap. We jump ahead, but just a couple of moments later, Jakes now through turn number 1, still trying to close down Ben. But Ben seems to be a little bit slower through turn number 1 as Jakes closes right up behind him. Now into turn number 2, Jakes will look to the inside. Jakes is on the grass, that's going to not help his traction. But Jakes very much behind Ben in the slipstream. Now towards this famous turn number 6, lots of positions being changed here. Oh, there's Ross. He's gone deep once again. Ben defends that inside line. Jakes will try the cut back. Whoa, the two drivers nearly touching once again. So just jumping back to, this is Ross making a complete coconut of turn number 6 once again. We'll pan around, that is Shane. Ross will rejoin the track, having come on the grass, but it will be Shane that will go past for turn number 7. So Durkee is still in control of this race here on lap number 15, and 10 laps to go. Jacques is in second place with Shane in third. Him and Ross trading places just about every lap now. Ben, he's in 5th place with Jakes back down in 6th, Theo in 7th, and Andrew in 8th position. Ben gets a great line coming out of turn number 4, but so does Jakes. Jakes will now have that with slipstream advantage down towards turn number 6. Well, Ben go defensive into turn number 6. No, it is Jakes. He goes for the inside line. Squeezing Ben out, just able to get that to stop. Little rubbing as Ben tries the undercut. Ben will have to concede that place. That was so close going into turn number 7. But great side-by-side racing by these two. But it is Jakes now that will get that place, and he now moves himself up the order. So currently he's circulating in 8th place as Andrew. We have not forgotten about him, but he definitely, it seems like he is finding his rhythm. Definitely battling with the car earlier on in this race. And in 7th place is Theo. Keep pushing the hard fight there, Theo. So what is shaping up to be the octane racing versus the rest of the world? We have Shane being chased down here by Ross. We know that Ross is really good through turns 3 and 4. We know through the parabolica, all the cars are pretty much very even, but it is into the hairpin. At turn number 6, Ross is not really confident on those brakes. Ross will be in that slipstream advantage now and down towards turn number 6. Ross decides to go the wider outside. You can see how much Ross closed up on Shane, just about side by side. Shane loses the rear as he gets that power on. Ross shot closing up onto Shane once again. Now through turn number 7. Will there be a move to the inside here on turn number 8? No, Ross is not close enough. Lock up by Ross. That will impact him, but Shane is slow on the power out of turn number 8, and that allows Ross to move himself up into 3rd position. A great overtaking maneuver there by Ross. Well played. The Black Bomber driver, Jake, starting to close up on Shane. As they're coming out of turn number 12. Well, we see Shane in the background there. I want to go see what happened. It just seemed like Shane got that power on too soon. He did very well to keep it off the wall, but does lose that place to Jakes. This is also going to allow Ben, the second of the Octane drivers, to start closing up on his teammates. See Theo in the background there, so while he's still not in these battles, he's definitely in this race still. Anything can happen, and he could definitely make up a couple of places. Just checking up with our race leader, there's Durkee looking very comfortable coming through turn number 7. And Jacques, while he has lost a little bit of pace, he hasn't completely fallen off. So I'm sure any mistake that Durkee will make, Jacques will be there ready to pounce. So Shane is starting to get some pressure here from his teammate. Ben locks up into turn number 8. Ben doing a great job sliding their car through turn number 10 as it comes off that little crest. Into turn number 11, one of my favorite corners of this track. Now to turn 12. Shane looks very slow. Oh, a little nudge between the two teammates. that Shane, who's been forced a little bit wide. I wonder if that was a get out of the way, or whether Shane is starting to struggle with some tyres now. Definitely see him coming on that power out of turn number 15 and not being able to get the traction down. So I do think Shane is in a little bit of a bother here. We catch up with this battle here for third and fourth, and we have a quick look at the current positions. So Durkee, he still leads with Jacques in second place. Ross is third with Jake's fourth. Ben, he's up to fifth place with Shane dropping down the order in sixth. Theo, he's in seventh place, and Andrew still circulating in eighth. So Jake's following Ross, coming down to Ross's dreaded sixth corner through the parabolica. Now into the brakes. Jakes goes to the outside to take the fastest line, and a coconut move once again by Ross. He's definitely hasn't figured out this turn number 6. But just giving that third place away to Jakes, and Jakes will say thank you very much, dankie very black. So Ross into turn number 8. Turning and getting that power on. Oh, too much noise pedal, and the car spun around. There comes a Ben in the background. That's going to be a place. That's going to be a spectacular. I'll give you a 7.8 for that spin. But huge damage now on Ross's car. You can see that that suspension is probably damaged now as well. He's going to have a almighty battle keeping that car on the track now, with the Octane driver Shane behind him, closing down for some positions. Very unfortunate there, Ross losing out, and then Ben not being able to avoid him. So we'll jump on board here with Shane coming through turn number 16. You can see how Ross's car is just twitching left to right, not going in a straight line. Ross is very hesitant through turn number 1, and rightly so. He would not have had the confidence to pick that car into the corner on the brakes here into turn 2. You can see Ross is very deep, and Ross has been really good coming through the sections the whole race. The straight line speed will definitely impact Ross, as Shane Round will be able to move to the inside, coming through the parabolica, and it just has the most advantage in terms of straight line speed. Into the brakes. Oh, Shane goes wide. He allows Ross to sneak up on the inside. But Shane will still have the advantage, straight line speed, coming into turn number 7. Now, can there be a move here on the brakes? Oh, Ross hits that curb. That unsettles the car. He's very, very slow here into turn number 8. So Shane around the outside. Ross decides just to concede that place. And our race leader, Durkee, will come through turn number 16 for the last time here on lap number 25. He crosses the line in first place with Malajak just behind him, 5.9 seconds in second place. Jakes recovers and puts himself in third place with Ben a respectable fourth. Shane, he unfortunately only finishes down in fifth place, having been in third for majority of the race. And it is Ross, one of the unluckier drivers of today's race, finishing in sixth, with Theo in 7th place and Andrew down in 8th position. And we got Ross to catch up with the podium winners.
Okay, so that was pretty full-on race. Jake's third place, how do you feel?
Yeah, thanks Ross. No, I just have to learn to qualify better than I am doing at this stage, but I had a good fight through the field there, all clean racing with Theo and Ben and Ross. Shane, yes, I didn't manage to fight Shane there because he spun out. I would love to have a fight with him as well, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Good stuff, Jakes. So Jock, you had a bit of an intense battle there with Durkee throughout the whole race, so you're pretty close for most of the first half. How did it go?
Yeah, I was trying to keep up with Durkee, but I was also running softs all around. So after about lap 12, I couldn't keep up, so I just tried to pace myself to keep the tyres till the end. But yeah, like a race, but the field was so small due to DCs, but still had a lot of fun.
Yeah, what a man. And Durkee, first place, how do you feel?
Yes, thanks, Ross. It's a good feeling. I haven't been here for a long while, but unfortunately, it's because of, I think, a lot of people that couldn't make it, and some DCs and stuff like that. But still, I mean, if it's your day, it's your day, so I'm going to take this one. I had Jock chasing me all around, and I actually also had to pace myself. I couldn't go 100% all race because I was also softs all round. And the last 8 laps I saw, okay, I've got enough tires left, and then I started to push a little bit harder. I could also see Jake's coming along, and as soon as I saw Jake's on 14 seconds, and then seconds behind us, I've pushed a little bit harder because I didn't know how fast he can still go. And I could manage to keep the lead, and congratulations to the other 2 guys on the podium. Like a Jock, it was a good race. You kept it honest. You kept me honest for the whole race. I enjoyed it once again. Thanks a lot, guys.
Good stuff. I know all too well the pressure of the number behind you. So next up here at the Red Bull Ring in Austria.
So thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit that notification button. We'll be racing at Red Bull Ring for the round number 3 of this event. Really looking forward to that one. Just remember that this series is proudly brought to you by Thrustmaster and Mettlestate. So until then, keep racing, and thanks for watching. Yos.